Set. We're good. We're live. I think. Probably. So.
Looks to be.
Appears to be. Cool. It's been a little bit since I've done this. Welcome, everyone, to the 11th Hour Call of Cthulhu. We're starting our Volume 2, The Masks of Nyarlathotep. I know. These guys are all excited.
It's not going to happen.
Gussie, Jillian here, I gave her a blurb to put out there, and she goes, no, can I say no? Or, she was kind of like, that was a spoiler, and it really scared me kind of level of spoiler. So
it did. I was worried. I didn't even post it because I was worried.
Yeah. So we're going to have some fun here, folks. Joining me, we will be here every other Saturday now for a very long time. The Masks of Nyarlathotep is arguably the best adventure that has ever been written for Call of Cthulhu. And I am going to have a great time with this.
Now taking bets on which ones of us will actually survive to the end.
Yeah, actually, so there is, this is like 9 chapters long, and...
So, I don't have that much faith in
Yeah, so, and, just as a little preamble for those of you watching, the story actually provides me, as the storyteller, suggested new characters that are introduced as the chapters are going along, saying, if someone happens to die, this one's a really good choice for their new character. And it's wonderful that every chapter provides, not one. Some of them have like 6 or 7 choices.
Oh my god!
So
they're just totally planning on TPKs every other chapter.
We could both die twice. We could all just die twice and still have a good character to pick from. See?
That's right. That's exactly. So this is, and just like every other Cthulhu adventure, if the right things are done, probably at most replacing one character at a time. Josh, I can almost promise you'll get at least one dead character before the end of this.
Oh my god.
I'm sure you're happy.
Yeah.
Ooh, my name's Josh. I want to die.
I want to see blood. My name's Josh.
I know.
We love you, Josh.
So, joining us, we have Jillian, who for now is playing Gussie Miller.
Hey.
Remind us who Gussie is.
Well, it feels like it's been a million years.
I know.
Gussie is an explorer, an archaeologist, a learned woman who does a lot of traveling and getting involved with places overseas. Recently, she may have been in Egypt, who knows. But from her travels of being an independent woman traveling about the world by herself, she wrote a book, and that's what she's known for, but she also has a very deep interest in the occult, and after, the things that happened recently to the team, all of those thoughts were confirmed, and now she's in deep. So she's definitely archaeologist of the arcane and terrible, I feel like, is the next step. But there was also a gut shot. She's fine. We're all fine. We all lived so far.
And she's obviously forgiven her sister for that gut shot, right?
I have 100% forgiven. Gussie has forgiven her sister for shooting her. It's just she won't stand in front of her if she ever has a gun.
That's fair. Frankly, Patty would prefer it.
Yeah, unless go get some lessons or something, she's not going to stand in front of you, Derringer or not. She doesn't care what type of gun it is. Getting shot in the stomach's not fun.
It isn't. It isn't.
No, bad shit. But we lived, and that's what's important.
Sure is.
Yeah. Sai, remind us about Iori.
So Iori is a non-binary botanist, and they've been exposed to all this weird stuff. Probably also gonna start digging a bit deeper into the science of all of this strangeness. Yeah, that's about it. They're from Japan, immigrated to the U.S. during like the Japanese rush for higher education in the East Coast in the early 20s, and here we are with people who shoot their sisters.
Yeah. Wow, this siblicide. Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Patty is
Hi.
played by Mac. Mac, tell us about Patty. And you don't have to discuss the fact that you almost disemboweled your sister with a 22 Derringer.
But you could.
I could. It's definitely something that has persistently and stubbornly come up in her thoughts over the last period of time since last we played, despite all efforts to the contrary. Patty is a sweet-faced, honey-voiced young lady, very much the 1920s flapper stereotype. She's sung in speakeasies and small theatrical productions for years, and as a result kind of had, a little bit of, call it professional mingling with the mob, which is, what you do in the 20s in speakeasies. Because they're speakeasies in the 20s. But she's always had something of a fascination with the occult, almost more out of an intent to sort of thumb her nose at her mom than anything else, but things became much more personal as she got older and started to experience things she couldn't explain. And some of those things even happened to her in the previous volume of our story, if you want to go revisit that. Long and short of it is, she does not doubt that things that exist beyond the normal, dare one may say even venturing into the paranormal, do in fact exist. And she's been very keen on kind of getting much more familiar with that. And, maybe she's taken a shooting lesson or two so as not to critically injure a teammate again. We'll see.
Ooh, find out next time at Gussie's funeral.
And Kyle, tell us about Avery.
H. Avery Emerson is a lost generation author, novelist, kind of a prominent and preeminent author of that eclectic group of people. He's had great literary success. A little older than a lot of his contemporaries. Served in the Spanish-American War as an infantryman and a war journalist during the Great War. He ended up catching a couple of injuries at Ypres and Belleau Wood, and now walks with a limp. He's an outdoorsman, big game hunter, adventurer of all stripe, and he fell in with the 11th hour because he hit a bit of writer's block. He was a little...
what else does one do when it's writer's block? I know.
Well, he was exposed to some people in his time in Paris who might have dealt in some more underground activities, and his interest was piqued in some of the more occult. So when an not anonymous letter, but a letter written by someone unknown to him arrived inviting him to join this ensemble of this cast of characters, he jumped on it, and he headed back to the States, and here he is, having barely survived one adventure with this crew, but eager to see where the next adventure takes him.
Hell yeah. We both almost died, but we did it, and that's what's important, and we just keep going until we die.
Exactly.
As the good Lord intended.
Good, great.
So, since we last played, a year and approximately a year and a half has passed. It is January of 2025.
Goodness.
Yeah. In that time period, I believe that Patty and some others have read some of the horribly insightful books in the 11th Hour Library.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely accurate. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, Patty, you're the I'm sorry, Gussie, you're the only one that can read the Latin of Liber Evonis.
Yep.
So, when you first read it, you were going through the topics in it. Truly were just devastating.
Good.
And we are going to see you need to roll 2d4, and that's how many sanity you lost from your initial read.
Jeez.
Well, don't worry.
I gotta say, I'm actually more afraid. I think we're gonna just take mental death. That's how we're gonna die.
I
Not
mean,
gonna
I
die
sure
physically.
hope that's how I die. That's how I want to go.
Yeah, you know.
2d4.
Yeah. So, the initial read, which was relatively quick, only cost you 3 sanity, and
Good.
you get to add the Cthulhu Mythos skill,
Finally.
Oh.
and you get
Exciting.
4 points from the initial read.
Sisters!
Oh, I'm so smart.
Now, if you wish, it would have taken you the better part of 9 months, but you could have
I stole that book then.
you could have taken a deep study of the book in over a 9-month period to really dive into the material.
Yeah, I steal that book.
Yeah. So you're going to lose an additional 2d4 sanity for the deep dive.
Oh.
Hell yeah, more D2. Boop.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
All right, so that cost you 5 sanity over that 9-month period of time. It was a gradual loss, so it wasn't like you went insane all at once. It was just a gradual lessening of your overall sanity, and you gained 9 more points of mythos skill.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Worth
That's kind
it.
of
Wow.
Worth it.
that's kind of
God.
worth it.
Okay. Well, just
I
And-
know how things work now.
You're pretty sure, although you would still be studying it at this time if you wanted to do so.
Mm-hmm.
You're sure that if you were to deep dive into the book again, that you could pull out even more relevant information. But it would take you up to like you had just finished that deep dive right before we start this adventure.
Well, you know. Yeah, 100%.
All right.
yeah.
Well,
No,
that
that's
will
fair.
cost you another
100%.
2d4 sanity.
Hell yeah, I don't want any sanity going into this.
You have a lot of sanity.
I
It's
wanna
gonna
be-
fun.
I want to be batshit crazy when we start this. I want to be a fucking insane person.
I mean, honestly, I don't think Patty's gonna be much better off.
Hey, another 3.
So you lost 3
Hooray.
more, but you gained 9 more points in Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh gosh, if
That's
people-
the highest I've ever seen in any Cthulhu
Oh,
game
I'm
I've
so
been
smart.
in.
9 more.
Yep.
9 more.
Now, you're pretty sure. Yeah, you should be at a 23, 22.
22. Yeah.
You're
Sanity's
pretty
at a
sure
solid 48.
That if you were to really just study this book some more, that there is more information to be gleaned
Oh
out
my
of
gosh.
But-
DM is just like
it. But
How
at
many
this
more times
point,
can we jump into this?
at
Nice.
this point, you know that it would take you It would take you probably 14 months of solid study
Mm-hmm.
to really get anything more out of this book.
Okay.
So it's one of those that you're like, maybe.
No, 100%.
Oh my god. Gussie, stop.
I
It's a
can't
trap.
stop.
And
You think I can stop?
Oh my god.
You think I
Um,
can fucking stop?
if you wanted to do you would have had time in between the read through of the initial reading of Liber Evonis and to do an initial read of Thaumaturgical Prodigies in New England Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
If you had wanted to.
If I have the time to read another book.
Yeah, you would
feel
have been
like
able to
Gussie
do
would
a
do
power
that.
read through it.
Okay. Yeah, if I had time. I
All
don't wanna
right.
steal
Well,
two
that
books.
that only took a couple weeks.
Good.
So roll a d6. That's how much sanity you lost in that power read.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy.
We're bringing it in hot today, boys.
Oh my god.
E6.
Oh
Oh,
my.
Oof.
yeah. You actually that read actually like hurt your brain a little.
Oh, you are gonna take a temporary insanity.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Now
my
we're gonna do it.
temporary insanity.
Now would
This
that have
one-
been during the time skip?
Yeah, that would
Yes,
have been
this
during
all
the time
occurred during the time skip.
Boy.
and then I went to Egypt and I'm like, nope, I'm good. Peace out.
Yeah. So now we're gonna roll a D percentile to find out what kind of craziness you may have suffered.
Oh, I'd love to hear about it. I hope it's Death Curse so we can just continue the vibe of Death
Oh my
Curse.
god.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. We can
Or
be
the fear
sisters in
of
more
cemetery.
ways than one.
We just both believe in Death Curse now.
Yeah, you know. It's like
Yeah.
If
So roll that D100.
I will be
would
amazed.
love to.
I would be blown away.
There's a fudge button. Wait.
What?
I just saw a button that said fudge and I'm like, I could just wing it. 1D100.
Or you could just pick a number. I don't really care.
I think I got a 36.
That is a
Yep.
36. So
I'm coming in hot, baby. Give it to me, yes. Yes.
no, this one's going to be really hard for you.
Oh no.
Oh,
Nothing's too hard
Gussie.
for Gussie.
Yeah,
are
it
you
is.
sure?
Dipsomania, an abnormal craving for alcohol.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Patty's
Now,
gonna be drinking.
It only hits you for a period of time right around the initial read. And it kind of has passed, but the problem is going to be that going forward, if the shit hits the fan and you lose your stuff, you're going to want to grab the bottle to get through what you see.
God damn it.
Patty's just like, yes, join
You haven't
me.
touched it. You haven't touched it except for this like 1 week binge.
Yeah, I just go on a bender, and I think around the time the bender's over is when I leave. That seems like when it's like, this is not working for me. I have
Yeah.
to go.
So,
Sure.
you only get and sadly you only get one more extra point in Cthulhu Mythos out of that
I'll
bender.
take it. Worth it. Not worth it. The other, for 1 point, not worth it.
Oh, sad.
My brain is full of so much terrible knowledge now. Like,
and you're just like, now you know what Patty has had like a teeny tiny little glimpse of since we were like young.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know. I don't know,
now-
Patty. I don't know, man. Your 1 point in Mythos ain't nothing.
Two! Excuse me, two!
I have 23.
I will take-
My
Oh my-
brain is soup.
It's just soup!
I'm just gonna go check out the tomb in Egypt, and you guys, you keep doing what you're doing. I can't be.
It sounds like you need a bit of a sabbatical, darling.
Yeah.
Enjoy
No, Gussie would be furious if she just had to drink and was compelled to. She'd be furious.
Oh my god.
And yeah, that would 100% be something that would lean into. I've learned so much, but also if this is going to happen while I'm here, maybe I need a sabbatical in King Tut's tomb.
That's exactly the kind of sabbatical Gussie would take.
Yeah,
Let's
she's
be
just like, I'm gonna go do some real nerd shit, but also I'm stealing this book, and then I get my soup brain. Well, guys, thanks for coming to Call of Cthulhu.
There is definitely some spells that you've come across.
Hell yeah!
I have
spell
the
slinging sisters.
I
So the
have
question
the spell
is-
that was on the house. I have that one. I know that.
Yeah. Are you going to have wanted to have learned them? Because one of the spells,
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
She's
so
got that grin.
multiple of these spells will put you in contact at some level with eldritch horrors.
God, that seems like a bad idea.
That seems like a really bad idea.
I feel
I'm
like
already
Gussie-
towing the line with
Sanity
talking to
lost.
ghosts.
I feel like the thing is, Gussie is really, like, she's brilliant,
Yeah.
but it's that hubris that I think gets her sometimes. But I don't think, especially after reading a book that she was compelled to drink for, have a bender, that she would feel comfortable currently with that ability. But is that something I could learn later if I needed to?
You'd
Like,
have
it's
to
in
go
my-
back to the book to learn them, but you know where they're at in the book.
Okay, I know where it is.
Kind of like done a little sticky note on the page.
I have sticky notes. I'm just like, so this is how I talk to the horrors. Unimaginable. Literally unimaginable.
I don't think sticky notes were around the 1920s.
No, they weren't. I don't know.
I just
what one
have
might
10
done.
bookmarks. They're just a bunch of
Yeah.
bookmarks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to take this
So-
idea for these sticky notes and take it to 3M.
Yeah, the
When
one
they
spell
start
that really
existing.
grabs your. There's two spells in the book that grab your attention.
Oh, please. My
Um,
super.
one is called the Dank Fog of Sailor's Lost.
Oh, hell yeah, Dank Fog.
Oh, hell yeah, dank fog. Give me some of
Tell me
that
about
dank
it.
fog.
And
Yeah.
it indeed is, just as the title of the spell implies, it creates a fog bank that allows you to run away if that was what you wanted to do.
I love that one. I feel good about that one.
It's a nice opportunity
it
to avoid
it
combat.
creates a 10 by 10 by 15 foot area of fog
Oh my.
that completely obscures vision in that area.
For everybody.
Yes.
Cool.
So
we'd run. We would run smack dab into the monster. You can't convince me otherwise.
Is
I
this
know where the
something
monster
that Gussie would have tried to learn?
Oh, 100%. The last encounter she had with horrible monsters, it would have been great if it couldn't have seen me.
Yeah.
True. True.
I want to learn that dank fog one.
All right. The Dank Fog of Sailor's Lost.
Dank
You may
fog.
make an intelligence check.
Oh, boo. Checks.
Or education, whichever one you prefer.
Which one do I prefer? I prefer education.
Sure.
That's what I figured you'd say.
Education. Woo!
Hooray.
So you have learned it. You may add that
Hard
into the
success.
spells section.
Ooh, okay.
And
But, like, is there any negative consequences for me just having learned the one where I communicate with an eldritch horror? Like, is that
yes.
a problem?
It will
Okay.
there are sanity losses potentially for learning these spells.
Okay, I'll chill out on that other one, but I'll keep my cool
Well,
fog.
so it costs 2 magic points to cast, and it is instantaneous.
Cool. I have some points. All right. Wow, guys, I had a productive year and a half.
Yeah,
Sounds
there's one
like.
other that I think Gussie might have wanted to learn.
Please. Guys, I'm going to be so ready for whatever's going to happen. Insane, but ready.
Insanely ready.
It is called the demonic ward.
Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah.
It creates a spherical bubble. Depending on how large you draw it, you have the ability to draw it as much as 100 yards wide.
Ooh.
That sounds kind of OP.
It's going to take me a
What's
long
the
time to make a
downside?
big one.
Well, the amount of magic it costs to cast it is based on how big you draw it.
Okay.
And you have to force your own will into making it happen. There will be some sanity cost
That's
boy.
fine. Sanity costs are fine.
to make it happen, and it takes a full minute to activate the ward once it's drawn.
Okay. And what does this protect me from?
Anything and everything that tries to get into it that would go bump in the night has to try to break through the ward in order to get in.
I feel like Gussie definitely leans more into the protective spells.
Yeah.
I feel like these ones would stand out to her because, sometimes you can't shoot straight, but if you're in a safe bubble. Yeah, I'd like to also learn the bubble of protection, please.
Yep.
No, it's not called the bubble of protection, but that's what I wrote on my paper. So,
Alrighty. Yeah, make your education roll.
education. If I fail this, how devastating. Okay.
That's good. You have learned this spell also.
Okay.
Hooray.
That's our smart girl.
Hey guys.
Always bring a nerd.
One of my eyes just like wanders.
Huh?
Yeah. Do I
Smart,
get any
but
of this sanity
crazy.
back, or is this where I start? I start doing poorly.
Yeah.
I'm fine starting poorly, but just making sure that's where I'm starting.
All right.
Good.
The Avery speaks French, right?
He does.
Was he interested in digging through the papers that they found and brought back with them from the graveyard, the grave digger?
Yeah, I think he probably would be.
See how
As
crazy
he starts
can
to
get.
go through them, he realizes these are full of information about ghouls and things of those nature. So if he proceeds to read it, he's probably going to learn some things.
Oh.
Okay. How long would it take him to get through that?
The
Paperwork.
initial read is only going to take a week, and then a deep dive is only going to take 3 weeks.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna read
Yeah,
that.
this is no like tome.
No.
Yeah, he is a voracious reader, so he's
Yeah,
gonna read
so
that.
There are 2 things that he gets out of it. The first being that he can learn the spell that the guy used to pin him up in the air.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, buddy!
This is the most magic or whatever, I've seen in a Cthulhu campaign ever.
We're gonna be the most magical bitches on the block, but that just means the things
Until we go crazy and die.
Yeah, no, the things are just gonna be that much harder. He's just beefing us up to tear us down.
Yep.
I know
Exactly
that move.
Yeah. So do I, Jillian.
That's weird.
You can make an education or intelligence check if you wish to know the spell.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell
You
yeah.
learned
hell yeah.
it. It's a temporal rift.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh. Imagine getting sucked into that.
There he goes.
You get it costs you 2 magic points to cast.
Okay.
It costs you a D4 sanity to cast it. But the person that's in there is stuck in it for 1d6 rounds, and they will also have to make a sanity check.
feel like we're being set up to be the villains, you know? Like, I have all these villain powers now, and I'm batshit insane.
Yeah. Your
Well, the
deep
thing is about
dive
Call of Cthulhu.
and your deep
Everybody's
dive
insane.
into the French documents, as well as the initial read, costs you 2 sanity and gains you
Okay.
3 points of Cthulhu Mythos total.
Okay.
Your first
You also
taste
have
of
the
the
option,
Cthulhu.
if you wish, to learn how to summon a ghoul.
Oh, what does that mean?
Um,
You mean
I don't like it.
No. Avery does not want to know
Do
how to
not
summon
care
a ghoul.
for that.
Okay.
Kevin's just
I've
like,
met a ghoul before.
damn
I did
it.
not like it. I don't want to meet another one.
Ghouls
Yeah.
are bad, and we all hate them equally.
Yeah. I was going to point out that you would not get any ability to control it or anything along those lines. You just bring it.
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that even if I could control it. They're ugly and mean and I don't like them. No.
You're like reading that and your hand goes to your neck absent-mindedly, like, no. I still have
For your
phantom
next spell.
itches there.
You can summon Cthulhu. Would you like that?
Well, actually, Contact Cthulhu is one of the spells that is available in the Liebermort Evonis.
I'll get there, guys. Give me a minute.
Yeah,
Give me
not a
some time
wise
in my
spell to
huge
cast
book.
because you open your mind up directly to the mental energies of Cthulhu itself.
You guys would have. I'd have to lose so much sanity prior, and just some shit would have had to happen prior for Gussie to be like, "Yeah, it's time." Guys,
Yeah,
watch
it's about
it.
that time, guys.
Guys,
Bye.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that like this is not that Avery is afraid of ghouls necessarily, because he's very intelligent, but he's stupidly brave.
Right.
It's just that he did not like the fucking ghoul that he met. Like that is why he
I
did not
understand.
One bad
learn this
experience.
spell.
I understand. So, Patty,
Yeah.
the thaumaturgical prodigies in the New England canon.
Yeah.
You saw your sister go through it, and
She went on a bender for a whole week after that.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool, but kind of scary. And after that, she went to Egypt.
the funny thing is it's because it's such a quick read and it's in
Yeah.
English, which is why it's so harmful of a book, because it's all of that knowledge just hits you at once.
are you gonna read it after watching what happened to Gussie?
Yes.
All right.
It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, that seemed kind of devastating. But maybe it might be worth knowing what nonsense that is in case we come across it.
Yeah.
I guess.
So go ahead and roll a d6. Let's see how much sanity Patty lost in the quick
Fucking
read.
join me. We have a bender together.
Oh,
We
only
do.
4, which
Okay.
I mean, I was already pretty badly off in the sanity department. Let's be real.
so 4 isn't bad.
No.
Your Cthulhu Mythos rating goes up by 1.
Cool. So I have 3 now.
Yeah. And one of the one spell that's in there that may be of interest to you is the Elder sign, which is the symbol that is all over the house that protects the protective ward.
But you have to give power to do it, I believe.
You
'cause
do
I know-
expend permanent points of power in order to create the ward.
Oh my. So like you literally just slough off points
Yeah.
of power in order to create that. Huh.
But
Gussie knows that already.
I do know how to do it. I just have yet to do it because I'm like, gross. I'll
But we
wait.
don't need it just yet.
I don't need it
Yeah.
yet, but when I need it. I'll use it.
There's other, spells in there. There's a couple of there's a spell in there that's contact the Black Pharaoh.
The what?
The Black Pharaoh.
I feel like we shouldn't be contacting people.
um,
the calling part.
There's a spell in there to which one is that? I want to make sure I'm not misremembering.
I do wonder if there's any in there that would like synergize well with commune with spirits, but like
I mean, you already have fun commune ability.
There's one in there that is it has both the spell that allows you to invoke the Wendigo or dismiss the Wendigo.
I'm not sure
the Wendigo.
I feel like we need to be.
Can I just learn the dismiss one?
You could.
Like, no, get out of here.
You can.
We have any adventures coming up in Northern Ontario?
We're just like
That's what I'm
preparing for
wondering.
Wendigo issues.
Yeah, I'm just preparing to go meet with like an Algonquin tribe
you
and
could
just
learn-
be like, we'll take care of this. Well, us white people know what to do.
Avery would love
Don't
that
worry.
spell.
Well,
You can
Avery's
learn
going to have the
both, so you got
opportunity to read
something
this
to
book
discuss.
also if he is so wishes.
My God.
So-
I definitely will learn dismiss Wendigo just on the off chance we come across that.
Sure.
I'm not sure that contacting the Black Pharaoh is smart to look at, frankly. I think calling attention to ourselves at any point, never mind the second adventure we've been on, is a smart place to start calling up the dead.
Yeah,
Giant
there's another
evil
one in there that's
gods of
referred to
whatever.
as the Forbidden Song.
Oh, no.
You're not sure exactly which entity it calls forth, but definitely discusses calling forth some large, world-stomping entity.
I'm gonna need you to close this damn book. Fuck, this is ridiculous.
And these were all discovered in New England? I'm amazed.
I mean,
Okay.
the ritual sacrifices that are involved in some of these summoning spells are a little disturbing, so...
I'm not a fan of ritual sacrifices, generally speaking. So let's if it's possible to just filter those out of the search terms, that would be great. Okay. I think that's probably about all that Patty would wind up getting out of that particular book is the Dismiss Wendigo and
Sure. So
additional
go ahead and
Cthulhu
roll
mythos
either an
point.
intelligence or education check.
All right. I think I'm taking education on that one as well. Education.
Woo.
Hey!
There you go.
I win.
Yeah, and are you going to? You figure it's going to take you a couple months, but you know there's more information to be gained out of that book. It'll take you about 2 months of study.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Learning.
So it's going to cost you another
Learning.
D6 sanity.
Yep. Here we go. Ow, dang it. My mouse is not cooperating with me. Hang on. I might need to change the batteries. D6.
Okay.
Another 4.
Another 4. And you gain
Marginally
3 more
higher.
points of Cthulhu Mythos.
Ooh, all right. Okay.
So that
3
puts you up to a
points.
6. You're pretty sure it would take you 3 more months of intense study of this book, but you think there's more information to be gained.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, roll that d6.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Gussie's not there to even be like, hey, maybe you've had enough. She left.
I've had enough when I say I've had enough.
All right. Well, you gain 3 more points of Cthulhu Mythos.
All right.
And let's see, that's 5 months. And you're pretty sure that there's even more to be gained out of this book,
God.
but it will
Are
take
there-
you another 5 months of study.
Hmm.
And, of
Out of
course, another d6
curiosity-
insanity.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, are there any more books in the library?
Those
that
are
kind of-
the Liber Evonus, and this Canaan Thaumaturgical book is the only 2 that you knew where they were at.
I see. I think that Patty might actually have a sudden violent burst of self-control and not dive
5
any
months
deeper
later,
into that
sudden,
book.
yeah.
Yeah, just, out of nowhere, suddenly, like, God, I gotta stop. I think at that point, she might indeed start thinking, like, okay, well, there's some crazy stuff in this book, and this is the only one I can read and that I know where to find. I can always come back to it, but
So,
God, I'd love it if I wouldn't shoot my sister again.
so in the next year, is there anything you'd like to have been focusing on in that year? You could
I don't...
you could work on your singing, you could go to school, you can you have the option to have spent time game mechanics wise. You've got 2 skills that you can have been working on improving over that year.
2 skills that I can be working on?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If that's the case, let me see. I want to have been working on my handgun handling and also on my acting, I think.
All right, so your handgun skill is at 40.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you find a professional who will teach you how to shoot. You can roll a d10 and add it to your handgun skill.
Lovely. Let's see, D10. That's passable.
Yep. And you take some acting lessons, and you can roll a d10 and add it to acting.
Fantastic. Hey! Good.
Cackling.
Yes, good.
No one will know who's the real me.
I mean, that might wind up being an eventual end game. Who knows?
Listen,
Yeah,
Gussie,
so,
she might need some of that
Yori,
acting.
what are you going to have been?
Well, I'm hoping to strike a deal with Mr. Marks to basically employ me to research whatever he wants, and while getting my doctorate. I won't be touching any of those books they read, by the way.
All right.
I mean, you
just
saw what it
watches
did
us and it's
to,
like, they're idiots.
the
These are
Miller
fucking
sisters
idiots.
are fucking crazy.
Yori's the best of us.
He really is.
Yeah. So what skills are you going to be working on with your doctorate?
I will. During my doctorate, probably my specializations, So, I probably should read up a little on medicine and, anatomy in case people's throats get ripped out again. Um, so yeah, probably botany, biology, chemistry,
So you
medicine.
can
I don't
pick
know if
3
I'm gonna.
skills.
Okay. So
So if
I'll
you want to
say
focus on your sciences, that's good.
my science is already pretty high. Uh, so I'll say botany. That's my specialization.
Yeah.
And I think Yori would have gotten some throwing lessons.
I just want to know how to
Why
throw.
not?
I
He
want to know
And
wants
how
to
to
he
throw
wants to learn how to
things.
throw a grenade. I got it.
right, probably like from baseball people. I don't know.
Yori got into
Yeet.
baseball.
All right. So if
I mean,
he
he
got
is
into baseball,
Japanese.
so
That tracks.
let's get him the throw skill as well as the bludgeoning weapon bat.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
Move over, Gus. Patty. There's a new
Hey.
person with a bat.
I'll teach you how to use a bat.
Yeah, let's see what's the
Show you
bat
a bat
start.
or
I'm
two.
I got to look and see what the bat starts at as its basic level.
I mean, ideally, Yori would have learned shurikens, but there's nobody who does that in this country. We're gonna do baseball instead.
Yeah, so that's brawl. The baseball bat is the brawl skill. So the bat's the brawl skill. So you're going to add a D10 to your brawl as well
Okay.
as your throw.
Ooh.
I will roll for brawl. Ooh, and I will roll for my throw. Okay, pretty decent.
Not bad.
And
I
you
love
will
the
get a
idea of our.
D6 for your
I love
botany.
the idea of our East Asian non-binary doctor hiring racist ass Ty Cobb to be his instructor and be like, "Listen, bitch, you're gonna teach me how to throw a ball."
And swing a bat. Both of them.
It was a D6 for your botany. I'm sorry.
Oh, D6. All right. Okay, not so bad. I mean, they're honestly pretty high, but I can't not take more botany because botany.
Ooh.
Lobotomy.
So,
Um,
Avery, will you,
Yes.
since Patty puts down the book, will you be studying the thaumaturgical canon?
No, Avery's got work to do. Avery's got a book to write himself and get it published. He's entertaining the idea of taking a job as a producer and writer in Hollywood. And we'll see how that
Hey.
Yeah.
We'll see how
so,
that works out for him.
Avery, with that,
he's also going to go on safari in Tanzania at some point during this, but that's just personal recreation.
yeah. So, roll writing literature,
Ooh.
All right.
and you can spend luck on this if you wish.
I need to find it first. Oh, there we go. All right.
Oh, nope.
No result.
Oh.
Why? Why is this doing this?
You could do the roll the D100 and
Oh.
then just see if it's above or under.
Yeah.
Oh, it's doing
hold on
that thing
here.
again. I remember
Yeah.
this.
All right, hold on. I will roll a D100.
Yeah, tell us what happens.
Describe it to us. Make us feel it.
Ooh.
Ooh, so you
I
are
missed.
8 points over.
Yeah, I missed.
You want to use them luck points?
Yeah, I do. I'll do it.
All right. So you use the luck points to make it a success. You write a good book, and that book. So go. earns you an additional D10 in your credit rating.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, we're still learning to navigate this.
You saw something pass by that inspired you to not write a bad book.
There you go.
He started writing it in first person and then was like, wait.
God, no, what am I doing?
Changed it. And it turned out great.
So, anyone who obtained Cthulhu Mythos,
Yeah.
please go to your sanity. And, for example, I'm looking at Avery, and his is 57 over 100. The 100 number needs to be changed to 100 minus your Cthulhu Mythos score.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I remember that now. That's why I had 98 instead of 100. Ooh. Gussie's gonna be in trouble.
Guys, there's things in the shadows I can't
Oh, Lord.
explain.
So Gussie is at 42 points of sanity out of a maximum of 77. That's awesome.
Thank you. Somebody do that math for me. There we go. 77. It could be worse.
It could.
It could.
It'll get worse.
It will.
And by
Knowing Gussie.
God, it will. Gussie's not
Yeah.
gonna stop, guys. Gussie's not here to stop.
No,
So,
Gussie is here to...
Gussie,
read
you
it
have
stubbornly.
done nothing but study
I
these
just went to
books
Egypt
of-
and I'm like,
of
yeah, this is cool and all.
horrid-
but I've seen this book.
But I gotta
So-
read this Atlantis book.
It is time for us to do your skill increases from on all your dots.
Yay.
We
So,
haven't done that yet.
I see climb as the first one checked, so fail that climb check.
Oh, I would love to. Do I get to use, am I able to use luck on these?
No.
No.
You guys
I
remember?
think we can all do them. We've done this before.
Yeah, remember that time you
so
guys all did
Gussie
really good?
specifically is going to additionally have to do a credit rating roll because
Oh,
she has not done anything to either over the last year and a half to maintain her position in academia.
Gussie
So
ruined her life.
I mean, like, she went to Egypt.
She went to
could
Egypt
have
to
wrote some
find
stuff.
but
research
she
King Tut's
did
tomb.
nothing. She did nothing but bury her nose in a book for the last year and a half.
Unfortunate.
Love it.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna do all my dots. Here's climb.
you're gonna be poor and drop.
Hell
So you
yeah.
get to
Good
increase your
job.
climb by a D10.
Okay.
Nice.
D10. Boop.
So
Perfect.
that goes up by 3.
So now I have a 23 in climb.
Yeah.
Okay, making my way downtown. I'm gonna do credit rating last because I'm worried about it. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
Ah, boo.
Oh,
Okay.
boo, you succeeded on that one.
I wanted brawl real badly. Okay.
Do we want more fights?
Yay.
Oh, there we go. Your rifle shotgun skill goes up.
D10 by 7. Ooh.
Yeah, now you're better than a 50%.
Hooray!
Okay, sorry, I had to count on my fingies. 1 moment. 52. I know I have a 52 in rifle shotgun. Scrolling down, library use. It'll be shocking if I fail this. Yeah, no, it's impossible to learn anymore. My brain is stuffed full.
Yeah.
Now it's time for occult.
Occult.
Oh boy.
Hey,
You
Haha.
failed that, so that goes up by a D10.
boom. Oh, come on.
Aw,
Just
sad.
one. Wah, wah,
I
wah.
mean, you're too busy freaking out and getting drunk and going
All
to
right,
Egypt.
so
Losing my
since your
mind.
credit rating is oh, you have spot hidden last.
I have
that's
spot
right.
hidden. Let me just do that real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Cool, cool, cool.
So your credit rating is right at a 50. So you tell me, do you want to make this or fail it? Which is the better result for you?
God, the better result for me.
We'll say you have to make it.
Oh, so we're doing if I succeed, I'm okay. If I actually literally fail.
If you actually literally fail, you're going to lose credit rating points.
Hell yeah, here we go. I like that Gussie just stopped existing for a year and a half.
Oh my god.
And boom. Yes.
There we go.
Oh!
You can't bring me down today.
Got our rich ass
guess.
academics.
I'm just like
Yeah.
I am very I was well off and just
I am the definition of privilege.
I ended up in one of those Egypt photos and they're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
So
ooh, that's her in her
exactly.
book.
So you stuck your head into a few meetings here or there, said hello, enough that people still thought highly of you. Your all of your stipends that are coming from the various universities are still flowing.
Good for now.
For now.
I'm sure I'll disappoint them later.
All right, now it's time for Iori to roll
Hey.
increases.
Get
I
it,
just
Yori.
have 3, I think. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Dr. Asuka.
Ooh,
Woo!
and I'd roll a d10, right?
You roll a d10 on a failure.
Awesome.
Hey.
Medicine, which I'm
Yeah.
too good.
You're too good.
Yeah.
You're too good at medicine.
Okay.
Too good at spot hidden,
well,
too. You're just too observant.
that's that.
Yeah. You need to change your maximum sanity though to 100. It's not 55.
Oh, is that so?
What?
Yori was just being insane for an extended period of time.
Yeah, 55 was probably your starting sanity. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
So I could have gained more sanity the whole time. It's fine. It's fine. It's
fine.
I have 77 like that I can have all together.
because I was like, why is everyone's sanity? I just have low sanity. I'm just naturally. I didn't spend points on that, so okay.
All right, Patty.
Yeah.
Let's see what Patty has going on.
Well, I've got, let's see here. I have charm, I have library use, and psychology. And those are my tagged skills.
Go, 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 go. Woo!
Woohoo! Charm.
You are charming.
I am. Don't I know it? Do you want me to go ahead and just roll all of the
Sure,
skills
that
first
works
and
for
then
you.
do the D's? Library use. Ha-ha! Excellent! I love getting better at things I'm bad at. And psychology.
Ooh.
You failed them all.
Yeah. Excellent. Do I get D10s for each of those?
Yes, ma'am.
Magnificent. First one will be for charm. Oh, I'm so
Ooh.
charming. Oh,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
so charming.
Amazing.
Oh.
You ever just feel like this is like the rug's about to be pulled out from under?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that's
hell
how
yeah.
I feel currently.
That's how I have felt. I can't tell you how many times
feel.
during your campaigns, Jillian.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Yeah, a likely story, Jillian.
Roll your d10s, put your
Plus
numbers
4
in.
for my library use and plus 7 for my psychology. Hooray. So I get to be real perceptive about people's motives and stuff. And also charm them.
And Avery.
All right, so got some rifle successes. No, but he's a marksman.
Yeah, I mean, he already knows the ropes.
Well,
That
there's
would've been
the,
nice in
there's the
combat at
nat
some
one,
point.
so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, would have been nice in combat at any time. But
Yeah.
spot hidden, we've got a success in. Good.
Hooray.
That's a D10.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Anything is better than 0.
And
I think that's all. But I did have a question. Am I healed finally entirely?
yes, everyone's going to be healed. And then
That's great.
also we're
At
going to
least in their
give you
body.
a D10 in your writing literature skill.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you.
I mean, you did spend that year writing your novel. The Great American Novel.
And what was
You
the
guys did
subject
things
matter
during
of
the
that novel?
The subject matter was a little different. Usually I talk about the human heart in conflict with itself. And this time I'm talking about the human heart in conflict with the darkness that lies beyond.
Gussie can tell you about the darkness that lies beyond.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I
sure
saw
Patty
some of
can.
it.
So
As if you're
what skill did you spend the most time using while you were writing that book, other than your writing and literature?
I mean, I used a lot of dodge.
Probably not. I don't think you were, encouraging your editor to throw books at you.
No, I think probably psychology, dealing with the aftermath of the encounters of the occult that we had.
I was gonna say psychology, occult. I might even be able to see you argue natural world. So
Yeah, I don't think it's natural world. I think it's the unnatural world. So like either psychology or occult, whatever you think would be more
why don't
fitting.
you roll a d6 in both?
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh,
Psychology and
Nice.
occult. All right.
nice. Respectable both.
And wherever occult hides, I never had to roll that
It's
one
at the
before.
bottom.
There we go.
So Gussie and Avery both. You receive a telegram. It is, you can see it here on my screen.
Twitch, you'll just have to believe us. It's very impressive.
Yeah,
Believe
would
us, it's
one
there.
of you like to read it?
Okay. Have information concerning Carlisle. Stop. Expedition. Stop. Need reliable investigation team. Stop. Meet January 15th, New York. Stop. Jackson Elias.
Oh.
The Twitch chat can see the telegram. That's awesome.
We can see everything.
How did that happen? Where is it showing up?
I'm not gonna ask any questions.
Yeah, I don't know how they can see it, but whatever.
It may be Kevin's screen turned into it. I don't know. Gussie just in a room, a dark room, gets a telegram. Has to turn a light on.
Yeah.
So this is the first time most of you have heard anything about the Carlisle expedition. And both Gussie and Avery, you've received these telegrams that your friend Jackson and Elias would like to meet you in New York.
Yeah, Avery is thoroughly hating every moment of Hollywood. So he is catching a train the fuck out of here. He absolutely hates this. This is worse than he anticipated it could possibly be, and he wasn't thrilled about coming here in the first place. So he is catching a train to New York City
All right.
because he knows Jackson, and Jackson is interesting, educated, people that are in Jackson is fun to talk with, and no one in Hollywood has been. So Avery's on his way.
I would say that Gussie, it's sort of like clawing yourself out of a hole and trying to figure out where you are. But just, it's kind of like having to push things back in your brain to remember who your friends are. Oh. She looks around and then kind of like at herself. Just, that's probably a good idea. That's probably a good idea. And Gussie will make her way back to the U.S.
Gussie talks to herself now, canon.
Oh, 100%. No, she's 100%. But
does Gussie keep a fifth in a flask with her as like just I'm not going to touch this. This is a willpower thing.
is Gussie that type of bitch?
Feels like that type of bitch.
I think Gussie knows who she is, and if she has something, she's going to take it. So at least currently, she does not carry alcohol on her because she's like, what if, first off, I'm reading all this fucking insane shit. What if it happens again? I'd rather just be stuck in this room and deal with it. But that she's also been kind of secluded. So, you know, the world itself might be more exposing to drink, but Gussie on her own would not want to expose herself, knowing that's a possibility. She would not, at least now, at least in Egypt. I don't carry a flask in Egypt.
We'll see when we get to New York, I guess.
But I would send a message to Patty saying that I am coming back to the Americas. And I would also send a message to Ham saying that I was coming back to the Americas. And I'm just like, I don't know what Yori's up to is the thing.
You know that Yori started his doctoral studies at Miskatonic, and as well as working alongside
Marx.
Taron Marx.
But I hate Marx is the thing. And don't want to send things to his house. I would send a message to Miskatonic. Just to give a little heads up. I feel like that's what pleasant, normal people do. I am a pleasant, normal person. And I would send messages and then I'd get a ticket. You know, like a normal person does.
Like a normal, pleasant person.
I'm a normal, fine person, she says to herself in the mirror.
Yeah. So the telegram to Iori says you're coming back to Boston, I assume? Because...
Well, if Jackson wants to meet me, I don't know what a map is. If I want to see Jackson in New York...
Boston's north of New York.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably, depending on the date that I was going to go see Jackson, I think that would, if I had like some downtime, but I would personally want to just go straight to Jackson unless there was a reason to detour.
Okay. So Avery's on his way to New York. Gussie's on her way to New York. Yori is in Arkham and Patty is in Boston, or did Patty relocate to Arkham?
I think that Patty would probably keep up a correspondence with Mr. Marks, but would probably have moved back to Boston, especially for her acting. I do not know if Berkeley is a thing in the 20s, but if it is, I think that's where she would have been taking her acting lessons.
Fantasy Berkeley.
Fantasy Berkeley that happens in the 20s, whether
Berkeley
it happened
University.
that way in real life
Let's
or
see
not.
here.
Let's
Find out.
find out. See, this is why you
University of
play.
California.
You play D&D because then you just make things up and nobody can
Oh,
talk
that's
it
College
on.
of Music, not...
Yeah, and
Yeah, I was like,
I don't think so.
Established.
I'm sure you could find somebody to
Well,
teach.
there are acting classes available at Berkeley, performing in plays and musicals and such. And I know for a fact when I was in a theater major position, I was given the opportunity to take musical theater as a one-on-one tutoring course. So,
Let's see here.
Yes, Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley existed in 1925.
that's
Oh,
California, not Boston.
Oh, you said Berkeley, so I assumed you meant.
Well, no, I did not go to
There's
California.
So,
also,
if you really wanted to, Juilliard was around in New York.
Ooh.
Well,
York.
I mean, if I'm already in New York, I guess that does simplify things somewhat, and Juilliard would have definitely probably been on Patty's radar. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's call it Juilliard.
Yeah, it was established in 1905.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Fair enough.
Juilliard it is.
Juilliard it is.
So casual, just like, oh, I just went to Juilliard, no biggie. I just decided on a whim, wasn't even my first choice.
Berkeley was my first choice.
Berkeley was my first choice, but they didn't exist. So, so I
They were
said,
all the way in
"Really, I'll go to
California."
Juilliard.
I mean, and Patty isn't even as crazy as Gussie, but there's just enough sanity left in there that, like, some of these
just see-
ramblings might have come out of her mouth.
I just see Patty's acting coming from a much more natural place, not like, like Patty like psyching herself up, like, alas, poor York, I knew him, Horatio. No, that sucked. Like,
Think of the nightmares.
The nightmares, yes.
So
Alas.
Jackson did the last line in his telegraph was to gather an investigative team.
You're right. I would include that in my telegram if you're feeling feisty.
Oh, are we doing investigations again? Oh,
If feeling
boy, it went
feisty,
so
stop.
smoothly last time.
Meet in New York.
You've actually
Stop.
only got 12 days from the date you get the telegram.
Well, I'm already in New York, so that
Yeah.
simplifies
So,
things immensely.
Gussie, you're
for me.
actually going to have to arrange for one of your university contacts to fly you. You're not going to make it in 12 days by ocean liner.
Yeah.
No.
They know that I'm doing the good things here. That's all I'm doing here is the good things.
Poking my head into meetings like a normal person.
Have you? It's just photos, just like this.
Well,
yeah, I don't think that Avery would have lost interest in Mixter Yori and his education or their education. I think he takes their education seriously, so might have been writing back and forth with them. So, yeah, I imagine when we stop for the night in Yuma, Avery's gonna send a telegraph to now Dr. Yori, Dr. Yori Osuka, and
well,
see.
not quite yet. He's
We're optimists.
still needs some time yet, but
Doctor
almost
in
there.
the making.
almost.
Yeah, all right.
Doctor
So
in the
they-
making, Yoriaska.
So Avery's gonna send a telegraph to Yori and let them know where they can go to receive some money for train fare to New York City if they're interested in something interesting and off the beaten path.
Yeah, definitely we'll just go to New York. I mean, you could put the doctorate on hold. After all, it's the same topic. Who knows? Might make a good thesis proposal for botany.
Yeah, not knowing which which hotel or where Jackson is going to meet, You know that typically in the past they've stayed at the Plaza Hotel, the New Grand Hotel, the Alcazar Hotel, or the Hotel Chelsea.
Um,
The New Grand Hotel is frequently one of his choices because, regardless of who he's meeting, it's on Broadway, and you can get room rates for as low as $2 a day or as much as $5.50 a day.
Not a
um,
bad rate in New York.
yeah, Leonard Cohen hasn't been born yet, but I'm staying at the Chelsea Hotel anyways.
And you can't stop me. Gussie would either go to that hotel or would be like, which one's in the middle? Which one's in the middle? And if I had to go walk to one of them.
I mean, or you could stay at your sister's residence if you don't feel like paying for one, but that's up to you.
The thing, I just don't know if Gussie even knows where you live. She's just
Well,
like,
I mean, like, you would have.
somebody will get this to her. I'll send it to mom, and then mom will forward the letter.
I feel like at some point during the Egypt trip, there would have been some communication that mentioned that Patty was up at Juilliard, but
I will
We'll see
tell you the minimal
actually read
replies you
that.
get from Gussie. There's very minimal reply. But also, she would definitely get a hotel. She would also, because she needs a plane, she would put a couple feelers out, and she would also name drop her friend who needs assistance. And I feel like her standing and his standing together will have somebody fork over some money so that I can do something. If I'm like, ooh, me and my friend here are going to do some studies, and you know his books and my books. Imagine the books.
the books.
Imagine the
books.
books.
There are books everywhere.
Imagine the books, darling. Jackson.
The New Grand Hotel is probably the most central of them.
Okay, is it the most expensive? It sounds expensive.
Oh no, the Chelsea is far more expensive.
Good. I'll take the.
Yeah, it sounds
I'll
right.
take that not as expensive one.
Yeah, the
You got
Hotel
money, you
Chelsea starts
succeeded.
at $4 a day.
Yeah, no, Gussie will go to the cheaper one, and that will be that. Gussie doesn't feel like she has money. Gussie doesn't feel like a lot of things currently.
Yeah,
Imagine why.
she's
Nobody
taken a
needs
little mental beating over the last year and a half.
Nobody needs to know that I'm doing terribly because I'm going to pretend I'm not. She
All
says to
right.
herself in the mirror.
So,
Trisha's not a bard.
I'm not a bard.
All bards are liars.
well, with that, we are going to take a 10-minute break, folks.
Woo!
I'm going to grab some liquid to quench my throat that's starting to get scratchy. And so grab some snacks, and when we get back, we will find out all about Jackson Elias. Welcome back, everyone. Did you enjoy your break? I got some hot coffee, backup water, because I seem to be talking a lot. I don't know why.
Can't
They keep
imagine
making
why.
me talk.
They keep making me
dare.
talk, using my words.
Boo.
So, the group arrives as a whole by January 10th in New York. This is the first time the four of you have been together in the same area in quite a while. You get together, we'll say, in the lobby bar of the New Grand Hotel. How does that go?
I think the moment that Patty claps eyes on Gussie for the first time, she's kind of like she kind of starts to run up and then kind of like stops herself. Because, like, you know, last time we saw each other, Gussie went on a week-long bender and then went to Egypt. So, you know, not quite sure where she's at emotionally, mentally, you know.
You saw
and so
that
on.
happen?
I'm pretty sure
Well,
all of you got to see Gussie lose her fucking mind for a week. That's probably more embarrassed than anything.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I feel like Patty would be like, Gus, it's so good to see you again.
She is going to come forward, smile painted on the face, and she is going to give you a hug.
Oh, hug. How does it compare to past hugs we have had?
Psychology meet.
Yeah, why don't you psychology her?
Yeah, you use the psychology on me.
All right.
You do
I
it.
will. Hard success.
So you're trying to put up a good face. And let's see, you don't have acting.
I don't think I have anything to combat this.
I'm gonna have you roll. It used to be called fast talk. What's it called now?
Oh, there is a fast talk. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's fast talk.
And
I'm very
is
bad
fast
at
talk.
it. Okay.
Fast talk is for you could do charm or fast talk. I don't care, whichever.
Charm it is then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
All right. So, Patty, you can tell that Gussie is putting on a good face.
Makes sense.
But you can tell that it's that.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Patty's just going to like give Gussie the good hug, the good squeeze, the good pat on the shoulder, and then kind of like take her sort of like at arm's length and kind of like hold her by the shoulders, and she asks, "So how was Egypt?"
I was about to ask, how was Juilliard? That sounds, honestly, it's probably more exciting than anything I have to say about Egypt.
Well, it's been a whirlwind, sort of, just kind of brushing up on the old acting. It was never really my specialty, but it seems that the topics that we've stumbled into, it seemed like a pertinent thing to maybe get a little more familiar with,
I can't disagree.
Teacher's been very accommodating, and I've been learning a lot. It's been a good experience. I hope that at least the climate was clement for you.
I have to say, maybe this is just, being a person of the books. Oddly was not outside that much in the topic of being outside in Egypt.
Well, you are sort of in the purview of looking inside the old and dusty catacombs and such, and libraries and so on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oddly, didn't see anything that strange, and I expected to see something strange, but then again, I was not on the front lines exactly. I'm not going to say that's for any particular reason, the whole womb and vagina thing, but I'm not trying to speak ill of Mr. Howard Carter.
Oh, certainly not. Heaven forbid.
Could we sit? She is going to pick a table farthest from the bar, and she is going to put herself smack dab in that corner.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Patty does the calculus. She's like, yeah.
Have you heard from the others?
Well, so far as I'm aware, I believe Mr. Yori and Mr. Avery will be joining us fairly soon. I believe I heard that Mr. Yori would be traveling up from Miskatonic. I know that Mr. Avery is already on his way from California. I believe his last telegram was from Yuma.
Well, Jackson is a lovely man, so excited to get to see him again. Excited to get to see everyone again.
Do tell me about this Jackson fellow. You've mentioned him once or twice in the past, just sort of in passing.
Oh, the best I can say is that braver and bolder than I think I can get.
That seems like a high bar.
I certainly agree. the things he's done, I would say we're in a similar circle of writing. He's kind of had the ability to go undercover in certain situations, getting involved with, like, getting the bird's eye view per se of cults, and just being able to write about some astounding things that honestly are, it's a bit dangerous.
Certainly sounds it, especially if he was actually making himself a part of these cults. That seems rather inherently dangerous as a pastime, regardless of the intent, but admirable.
I agree. Like I said, much more interesting than I.
I don't think that's possible, but
You'll have to see for yourself.
all right, I suppose so.
Believe me, I think the fact that we are being contacted by him is quite lucky on our part.
I'm intrigued to find out what we can find out from him.
So far, probably my favorite employer.
That that seems to track.
I agree.
Do we see?
Mark's dead yet?
I,
Mark's guy die yet?
not yet. He's helping Mixed
Mr.
Yori.
Yori arrives downstairs next. You see the two ladies off in the corner in the bar.
Good morning. I'm gonna just go over to them, but not in a hurry.
Wonderful to see you again. Please have a seat.
Well, to see you. I haven't seen you both since you've left Arkham.
How have your studies been going?
They've been good. I've done some studying for Mr. Marks, but I won't get into it too much. I've heard stories about the both of you. How was Egypt?
Oh, enlightening but boring. That's probably the best way to put it. Very interesting, though. There are some things there that it's amazing to see and get to be part of something historical, but also incredibly boring. I feel like I've been mostly locked in a room, just reading instead of, dusting off pottery and looking at mummies and whatnot.
You were already there. I mean, I would have been inspecting the fungi in the air.
I would have loved to be more involved, but when it comes to the situations that we've all been in, where we get to somewhat decide what we do, I did not have as much of a say in what I could participate in. But I was there, and I think it was partially just so I could be seen there. It's kind of what it felt like. But I learned a lot. And it was an experience, and I can say I was there, which is enough.
As long as you learned a lot, I think that's important.
I agree.
Boy, did she learn a lot. We don't know how much.
Yes, Egypt was great. I learned a lot about Egypt.
Specifically, like a normal person.
As a normal person does when they go to Egypt, I learned about Egypt. Mr. Yori, how is Marx doing? Healthy?
Well, just the same, I believe he doesn't. We don't really. I mean, I just see him not that often, not as often as we used to, but he seems fine, and still cannot leave his abode. But he seems fine.
That's great.
And
Oh.
Avery, you walk into the hotel.
So Avery is actually going to stop at the bar before he. What time of day is it?
6
Oh,
a.m.
it's like mid-morning.
It's
something like that.
mid-morning. We'll say 10ish.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Avery's gonna order himself a Bloody Mary at the bar before he
There you
makes his
go.
way over to the table.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah. He'll come over and drink in hand. He's gonna clap Mixer Yori on the back. Yori, how are your studies going?
Oh, Mr. Avery, you've made it. I'm very close to finishing my doctorate.
That's wonderful news.
I'm glad to hear that. I look forward to reading your dissertation.
I'm hoping this investigation would give me more ideas.
From what I've heard, that seems pretty likely.
And gonna take Patty's hand, reach out, kiss her hand. Miss Miller, how have you been spending your time? I haven't seen you in, it seems like ages.
Oh, goodness. Well, I've mainly been studying at Juilliard, here in New York, actually.
Oh, well, you'll have to show us around town.
I would be delighted. Honestly, Broadway's been a big favorite of mine. So many shows and plays. I've been practicing on my acting. Actually,
Are you
also...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was only going to say I've also taken a little time at a small shooting range. Just a little self-defense education never hurt, I suppose.
Are you appearing in anything currently?
At the moment, no. But we do have an end-of-semester show coming up, I do believe, in 2 months' time. We are preparing for that at the moment.
Hopefully you'll be available.
We'll see. It might wind up being put on hold for this little adventure, but honestly, the studies were sort of in service to the investigation, if you take my meaning.
It was very preemptive of you to prepare yourself for an investigation that we haven't had yet.
Well, I sort of...
Or one that we can't
expected
speak
we
of.
might... Well, no. I sort of thought that something might turn up at some point or another, given we've already turned over a couple of stones.
And I will lean over subtly and give Gussie a kiss on the cheek, warm greeting, and how are you feeling? How's your expedition coming?
Oh, Egypt was great. Boring, but great. All of it's going quite well. Happy to see everybody. It's nice to see you.
It's good to see you as well. Missed you. I expect to hear all of the boring details about the Valley of Kings and Luxor and everything else.
Well, I will certainly give you all the details about the terrible, tedious paperwork I had to do.
How did you come to be here? Do you know Mr. Elias?
Oh, Jackson, yes. I was sent a telegram. He knew I was in Egypt. He sent it to me and hopped on a plane that somebody was willing to pay for, because, a bit of name dropping. Certainly not mine, but other people's. And came as quick as I could. He said there was an investigation, and if I get to be part of something he's doing, that's the pinnacle.
How do you know Jackson? How long have you known him?
Time is a bit of a blur. I've known him for a handful of years, I think. Not personally at the beginning, but there's always I don't want to say it's a convention where a bunch of people who write about similar things get together a bit. We've had a similar publisher once when he was looking around. I couldn't get his publisher. No, that tells you something, I think. But it's really just been in the circle of writing. It's never really been much past that, past seeing each other in a hotel or two, getting to talk over a coffee or something.
He's a good man.
Agreed.
I think the first time I made his acquaintance was in Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Barcelona. At one of the bullfights. He didn't seem to have much interest in the fight, but he had business in town, and God, what a good man! He's a preeminent mind, just a brilliant person. I can't wait to see him again. I wonder what time he'll be arriving.
Oh yes, his book. Gosh, what's it called? The one where he talks about the Mayan death cults. That's when I think I first met him or heard about him. The
Smoking Heart. Smoking
Yes.
Heart. One of the finest reads I've ever had. I read a lot, and I'll never forget that one. It was fantastic. Well written. He takes conjecture and solid interpersonal relationships and scholarly study and weaves it into a narrative. It's I hope to be a writer such as him one day.
Well, maybe he'll rub off on us a bit, and maybe we'll make something at least half as great.
I'm sorry, Patty. You seem to be speaking words, but not. I don't know.
She's all choked up.
Still nothing.
Terrible.
Are you all right,
Terrible.
Patty?
Yes, quite all right. One moment, let me.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, there we are.
She ordered breakfast, like,
A little beer makes it all better.
I was only saying perhaps it might be good at least for a collaborative authorial project between perhaps the four of you. I've very little to contribute in terms of academic writing, but, the opportunity to meet someone who is so obviously impressive to folk whom I admire myself, I think is an excellent opportunity.
He is an impressive man. We've got very different writing styles. I write fiction, and Gussie writes scholarly things about true facts of things that happen to real people. Elias writes blends those styles.
I want to know, would Avery's book have come out by this point? Would it have been published?
Yes, yeah, you would have read it. It would have been commercially successful. Not well received by critics. It's very different than his typical subject matter. You might have seen, if you would have read it, you might have seen a lot of shades of what we've been through plus madness. But it's very, very different from anything you would have read from him prior to our investigations.
I'll have to say I don't think Mr. Elias, if I have to take a guess, and maybe I'm just being optimistic, I don't think he's going to come to us about a writing endeavor. He said investigation. And that's what I'm terribly excited about.
Should be interesting, if nothing else. It's been some time away from the old nose to the grindstone, as it were. And I have to admit, I've been a little itchy for something to delve into.
What time are we meeting him?
I don't think we're meant to meet him for 5 days.
You are meeting him on the 15th.
Great.
He has sent a follow-up telegram stating that he will call you at the hotel when he arrives.
Perfect.
So this is kind of just us meeting together for the first time, getting reacquainted and touching base before we meet with him.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I suppose it might do me some good to brush up on a little of the reading from Mr. Elias's work. Where would I even begin?
Oh gosh, if I had to pick one, probably the most relevant to us. I'm not sure if I want to point you in the direction of death cults.
Well, frankly, given what we've already seen, it may or may not be something worth knowing in interest of not being caught broadside.
I would say maybe start with the Way of Terror.
And Patty will kind of write that down in her little notebook she's been carrying around. There's
It's sort of
some acting class notes.
Yeah.
The Way
It's
of
not-
Terror is a book that was written for the purposes of showing folks from an intellectual perspective when they're being targeted by a cult in a manipulative fashion to try to bring them in.
I stand by my choice.
Yeah, that sounds like something that Gussie would advise her sister to read.
I think that's a good starting spot, at least. Kind of get you in the mindset.
It's a very academic look at cults.
I'm just like, this will take some time to read. It's wordy. Here you go. Read that.
Oh no! Does she have a copy handy she can just foist off on Patty?
I certainly do not.
No, but the New York Public Library would have some, if not all, of these titles.
That makes sense, given it's
Or
published in...
you happen to know that Gussie happens to know that Prospero House, his publisher, is right here in New York.
Ooh.
Interesting. Well, if we're able to find it at the library, that's something. And maybe he'll give us a tour later. Who knows?
That could be useful. At the very least, perhaps he could open some of his research materials up to us.
In case you were unaware, it might be better to check out libraries in Harlem. Mr. Elias is he's a darker complected man, and some of academia has been somewhat eschewant of his work, based on just petty, ignorant racism.
I was hoping for a little better in New York. I made the assumption that he'd be in the library because he's good and people are a bit, at least not openly as terrible.
In my experience, walking around the city and just seeing things as they are, New York is certainly a good deal more accustomed to folk of different walks of life and different origins. There is not a total absence, unfortunately, of strife.
There are
I've
terrible
seen-
people everywhere.
That is so. But it seems to me New York does manage its melting pot better than some places. Most places, I'd argue.
Gussie, you'll have to, sorry. Early morning.
Gussie speaks in the third person.
Gussie, hey, do this.
Oh God, she snapped.
Patty, you'll have to show us around town. I don't have anything to do today, and if we happen to stumble by a library, kudos on us, but, just walk around and entertain ourselves, and hopefully the days will fly by.
I think that sounds like a brilliant idea. Is there anywhere in particular you all would like to see outside of the library?
I can't think of a damn thing.
So for 2 days, you enjoy the sights of New York. If you wish to pick up a book and start to peruse it, great. And indeed, Gussie is like, "What are you reading?" And
Book.
2 days later, on the 12th, a snowstorm hits New York that shuts down everything. The temperatures drop to sub-zero. The winds are blowing. Gussie starts to wonder if the Wendigo has actually arrived. Or was that Patty? I can't remember.
That was
Patty.
me.
Yeah, you're beginning to question whether the Wendigo has actually arrived. It's so bad. But New York digs itself out by the 14th. And is back to being the hustling, bustling city that it was. On the late in the evening, on the 14th, Gussie, you get a phone call in your room.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a voice you have not heard in a few years, but it is the deep musical voice of Jackson Elias. A little aged, it sounds, but yet it's him. He says, "Gussie, have you brought together a team?"
It's good to hear from you. Yes, I have a bit of a small team ready.
Great. I don't wish to. I can't really stay on the phone long. I'm at the Hotel Chelsea. My room number is 410. And I will see you at 8 o'clock sharp at my room tomorrow evening. You and the team. And it is very exciting, but I must go.
I understand. See you then.
And he hangs up.
All right.
The conversation strikes you as a little strange because Jackson has been verbose and gracious every time you've ever met him. And he's the guy that a short visit means 3 hours. Along with every other aspect of his time with you. So, unusual.
Yeah, Gussie instantly is, her mind is very often now goes to worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And knowing what the things he's involved with. But it is hard to heed the timeline, but she trusts him. And she is going to inform everybody of the time and date we are going to go see him and where he is. She might bring up that he was a little rushed on the phone, but nothing too worrisome.
Avery, she tells you that he's staying in your hotel.
I'll have to keep an eye out for him. I wish the city would open back up fully. I would love to get down to... I would love to find a bottle of Glenfiddich for him. It was always his favorite. I don't even have any contacts in this bloody city anymore. Makes it so hard to do business when when you can't find the proper lubricant.
Well, you do happen to have someone who occasionally works a night or two at a
Patty's room is
speakeasy.
just full of alcohol. She's like, wow,
Probably.
weird.
Probably, frankly.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about
After the year we've had, but
I would say certainly if you see him, you could, I would do a good how do you do. I would advise against going early. Something just seemed a bit weird, and I'd hate to, especially if he's doing something, that doesn't need to be talked about out loud, that if we show up at the wrong time, we could mess it up for him. Like if we somehow out him by coming too early, I don't know. I mean, if he's, playing a character, that we could ruin that for him.
Very well. I miss him dearly. He's I wouldn't go so far as to say he's a good friend, but he's a man who I admire greatly and respect immensely. Every moment spent in his presence is of value to me.
I agree.
But I'll keep an eye out for him, but I'll try not to ruin anything. I'll pay attention for whatever tips he gives.
Of course. And we'll see him he said 8 p.m. sharp, and I plan to be punctual.
Do you? You're not the person to ask. Do you know the lobby number for? Is your sister staying in a room where she has a phone in her room, or?
She might be in an apartment.
Oh.
She might have a place she can actually stay, or she's in a hotel room. I didn't ask her.
I'm trying to reach her. I know this is outside of bounds for you, but I'm trying to acquire alcohol, and I'm finding it difficult in this city. I can find it just fine in the lobby, knowing how to speak to them, but as far as a bottle to give as a gift.
Sadly, I cannot be of assistance.
I understand you can't. That's why I wanted to speak to your sister. Do you know how to reach her?
I have only spoken to her in that lobby and through messages that I originally sent to our mother, and then she redirected them.
All right, I'll speak to someone else. Thank you.
Probably for the best. 8 p.m.
Gussie, I've missed you.
I've missed you too. It's good. It's good to see everyone. Get the team back together, and hopefully, we're a bit more prepared this time. I'm sure Mr. Elias will give us all the information and won't hold anything back. I'll see you then.
I'll see you then.
And I hang up the phone.
I hold the phone for just a moment longer to hear the disconnect.
Boop.
So does Patty have her own phone?
Golly, I believe
She could.
that she probably would have done so in order to keep up with Mr. Marks and with her mom and dad back in Boston, and I think that she would have made arrangements to have a phone run in for I picture it being maybe a very small apartment a little ways away from Juilliard. Just to make it convenient to make it there for classes and be able to make it to Broadway for shows and the like.
And, having that phone gives you a leg up on all the other people for getting that part. You're easier to reach.
Exactly.
I have nothing else in my apartment, but I got this phone, and that's been working pretty good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Avery clears out the line. Operator, Patricia Miller.
Yeah, you reach Patricia Miller.
This is the correct Patricia Miller. Well, probably not a whole lot of women that actually have phone lines in their name at this point. So
probably not a heck of a lot.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Hello, Patty Miller. How can I help you?
Patricia, it's Avery.
Mr. Avery, excellent to hear from you. What can I do for you, my friend?
Are you kept abreast of the situation with our meeting time with Mr. Elias?
Yes. Gussie just called me a short while ago about it.
And
I know the phone number and was just like, I don't know her phone number.
No. Oh, golly. I didn't even
love
think
it.
about that.
No, it's fine. Perfect.
All right, we're keeping it.
10 out of
All
10.
Gussie doesn't even remember dialing. Whoops.
I'm looking for Scotch whiskey in this city with the current snowstorm.
Tricky.
Do you know where to find it?
Actually, I happen
bottle.
to do.
I would appreciate any direction you can give me.
Most certainly. Let me have a look in my little black book here. I'm just gonna make up a name off the top of my head. Let's see. Yes, the Black Swan. The Black Swan. Entertainment Club. Let them know that Patty sent you. They should
Actually,
let you.
well, I'm going to take it a step further, and you have a connection
Please.
at you sing there occasionally in Harlem at the Cotton Club.
Fine.
Oh my, wow. Ooh, Patty moving up in the world. I did not even expect such good luck, but all right. Actually, my friend, if you attend the Cotton Club in Harlem and mention my name, you ought to be able to acquire a bottle of something decent. I'm assuming this would be either as a gift or as a stopgap emergency.
It's meant as a gift.
Excellent.
I can find plenty for myself here, even at this hotel, but it's something to give as a gift.
All right, then, yes. Most certainly. Then I think if you mention my name, you ought to be able to acquire whatever it is you may please.
Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But of course, Avery.
I'll see you soon.
I'm looking forward to it. 8 p.m. sharp.
So you are able to get to the Cotton Club. As I said, they've done thousands and thousands of people have been out moving the snow. The snow is piled high everywhere. It was bad enough that there was apparently a blizzard right at the New Year before you got into town. The temperatures have been low, and now this extra storm. You're walking along sidewalks that have 6-foot piles of snow along a great deal of the walks. But trains are running, the ferry is running, New York is a bustle once again.
Yeah, so Avery's got to figure out how he's going to get from Manhattan to Harlem, or Harlem's part of Manhattan. So Avery's got to figure out how he's going to get from the Chelsea Hotel to this club in Harlem. He's not going to do well on the sidewalk. He walks the cane as it is.
Well,
things are icy.
You
and
could take a taxi cab. The fare to get there is very inexpensive. With tip, you're looking at 50 cents.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we're doing then. Probably tip considerably more generously than that.
Well, the fare is about a quarter.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So.
And that's with the New York Yellow Cab.
Okay, so Avery's gonna make his way to the Cotton Club.
Yeah, you go to the Cotton Club.
Oh God, there's a whole module for this or something.
Pulls out a book.
I've just got.
nerds.
I'm watching Kevin and his smile, and I'm like, what's happening?
Well, Avery, it's been
What
real.
have we uncovered? Bye forever.
No,
Avery.
you get there early, and there is some light piano music being played.
Light piano music or white piano music?
Light.
Light.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very subtle. It's just somebody playing just
No rhythm
enough to
whatsoever.
have some ambiance, and they are serving food and drink to those that wish to have a meeting here, or just a nice light lunch.
All right, so I'm gonna order myself. Avery's gonna order himself a. Is this? Can I get a po' boy here?
Can you get a po' boy at the Cotton Club
In
at
the
lunchtime?
1920s.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, it seems like the Cotton Club might be a reference to the American South, and
Nice southern.
Avery would like a. If he can get a crawfish etouffee, then that'd be fantastic. But a po' boy, he'd settle for that.
We will say they have some crawfish.
Okay. all
Although
right.
I think January is not crawfish season, but whatever.
No. Okay. Well, he's
Small
gonna ask for a crawfish etouffee, and he's gonna make his generosity known to the server, and ask if there are other if there are ways to procure things here that that might be a little more thirst quenching than what's on the menu.
The waiter says, "Well, Mr. Madden ensures that we have all the finest liquors available."
I'm looking for a bottle to go. Glenfiddich 15 year, if you have it. I intend it as a gift, so not from whatever's in the stores, but from whatever's in the vault, please.
I will see what we can do for you, sir.
Looking for something pre-war, if you can achieve it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, it's a large. There's a lot of seating in here. Hundreds can fit in here, and he brings out a bottle of a nice Scotch liquor. It is not what you specifically asked for, but he says this is the best we have for a Scotch liquor. It is $10 a bottle, sir.
It'll have to do. Thank you.
It'll have to do $10. Jeez.
Yeah, in 1920s.
Yeah.
Wait, that's such an expensive bottle. Avery,
Yeah.
good
I
stuff.
guess it'll do.
It'll do. Gussie'd be like, gross. Oh my God. I could spend days in one of them hotels. Good
Yeah.
God.
You need a credit roll or anything?
No.
Okay.
We know he has money, but good golly.
Golly.
Good golly. What?
Yeah, it's a bottle of Johnny Walker.
Okay. Red label, black label, gold label,
It's
blue label.
it it has a black label on it.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's still good scotch. That's good scotch. Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
$130. Sorry, I looked up the conversion rate. That's $130 bottle.
That's
Sorry,
not terrible for a bottle of scotch. It's single malt. Well, Johnny Walker's a blended, but
I mean, we're going to look great, but also, geez. Sorry for that interlude of money. Sorry for that.
no, that's not unreasonable for a good bottle of scotch. That's too much for a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label today, but
Dude can get a 6-pack of Coke Zero, and he will have to deal with it.
anyhow, I'll pay for my etouffee and my Black Label, and I will hail a cab back up to the Chelsea Hotel, or in maybe depending on what time of day it is at this point. After all that transaction's gone down, maybe I'll head straight to the meeting point.
No, this is still the 14th, so you're not meeting until
Okay,
tomorrow.
all right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
still
I'll
tomorrow.
head back to the Chelsea.
Yeah. So does anyone have anything they want to specifically accomplish until you meet on the 15th at the Chelsea?
Do we know? Do I know? Have I heard about the call or anything like that?
I would have told everybody about
Yep.
about the meeting time and the room number, and I would have given everybody all the information.
Yeah. Yori is in the same hotel as,
Oh,
so
Yori's gonna go a day early
is going to go when?
now.
The
to
day
that person.
before.
But you don't know. But wait, I don't know about the call, right?
You do know about the call. You know the details of the call.
Yeah, I told you the day and the time of when he wants
You
us to.
didn't tell me. Like, sounded a bit off.
I probably said he sounded a bit off.
Okay, I'm gonna go right now.
So on what day at what time?
We're meeting him at the 15th, right?
Yeah, it's
So-
the evening. Actually, it's the morning of the 5th. It's the evening of the 14th when he calls. So Avery goes out the morning after
And we are supposed to be meeting him
at 8 p.m. on the 15th in room 410 at the Chelsea Hotel.
Okay, so I think I would have to know like at the morning. They'll tell me at the 15th itself about the call. Right. So
Probably.
how about lunch or before lunch?
All right, and
And that would be
so you head over to Chelsea
10 a.m.
around noon.
okay, sure.
It is a beautiful hotel.
You know, when you think somebody in the group isn't reckless, right? When you think somebody has their head on straight and you
Yeah.
just pick that person and then that person isn't who you thought they were.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
What's his name again?
You go in like,
Jackson.
who are you again? Don't remind them.
So it's roughly noon, lunchtime when you get there. What are you going to go up to his room, or what are you doing?
I would like to talk to the hospital
Hospitality.
hotel staff and ask about him.
The front
I've
desk,
been given- yes.
The doorman, the bellhop.
The front desk. It's that would be the formal
All right,
person to approach.
you walk
Yes.
up and
I just wanted to make sure if this person, Jackson, right? At this room, um, I wanted to confirm if he was here and how is he doing?
Well, yes, we have Mr. Elias checked in. Let me ring him and see if he's available.
All right.
Um, they pick up the phone and they're ringing his room and set the receiver down. And I said, "I'm sorry, but no one is answering at the moment."
No one is answering.
Nope, he must
Uh,
have left. I would check with the doorman to see if he's seen Mr. Elias leave.
okay, I shall check with the doorman. I will go to the doorman and check with the
He
doorman.
is sharply dressed
Oh,
and
good noon.
looks at you, and he goes, holds the door open as you're coming out.
Yes, I have a meeting later tonight, right? With Mr. Jackson. Um, I just wanted to know if he has left the hotel today.
Mr. Jackson, could you describe him for me, please?
Um, well, he has a dark complexion, and I've been told that he has a deep melodic voice.
Oh, Mr.
Um,
Elias. Yes.
yes.
He has left. Frequently comes and goes when he stays. Very busy man.
So yes,
If
I've
if you wished to find him, I might recommend you head over to see Mr. Kensington at Prospero House. If it's important that you catch up with him now, that's might be where I try. But otherwise, I'm sorry, I really couldn't give you a better suggestion.
okay. The Prospero House.
Yes, that's his
Do you have the?
publisher.
I see. Do you have the address to that?
The I'm sorry, I don't. You'd have to go talk to the folks at the front desk.
All right. I'm being passed
Back and
around.
forth, back and forth.
I'm gonna go to the front desk and ask about this.
Poor Yori just kind of ping-ponging back and forth between the staff.
If Yoria just followed the rules.
They wouldn't be in this social anxiety nightmare.
It sounds like a nightmare.
I
yeah.
haven't had to make a social roll yet, so we good.
Oh no.
They say the Prospero House. Well, let's see here. They do some digging in around, and they said, I don't know, but hold on, let's ring them. And the person gets on the phone, dials out, and says, "Who am I calling on your behalf, or you just want to know where they are located, or what am I doing to help you here?"
Oh, I just want to check on Mr. Jackson, and I think I'm also interested in seeing the books that they've published.
Oh,
I've
well, then,
yes. Maybe perhaps just purchase a book there straight from the
great.
source.
Yeah, yes. Hello. Yes. Hi. We have someone inquiring about your location, and if Mr. Jackson Elias is there. Okay, great. Thank you. Hangs up the phone. They are located at Lexington and 35th. And he is not there at the moment, they said.
Oh, I see. I do you have a cafe here somewhere?
Yes, we have our dining area.
How much is a room in this hotel?
We have Let me look. We have one available at $4 a night, and then I have one available at 6.
Um, okay, I'll take the. I would like. Can I book a room here?
Well, absolutely.
I'll take the $4. I'll just be here for one day, but I'd like to stay here.
Wonderful. You'll be on the 12th floor,
Fantastic.
and you'll be in room 1207.
Fantastic. I will just get some of my things from the other hotel. I'm in the other hotel, right?
Yeah.
I'm booked in 2 hotels now,
Uh-huh.
and just some of my. Actually, I think Yori wouldn't do that. Yori would probably just. Do you have a cafe here, that I could stay in?
It is not a cafe, it is a dining establishment.
Uh, yes.
There is a
I
cafe nearby if that's what you seek.
uh, I intend to wait here for Mr. Jackson, Elias Jackson Elias. Hopefully I can see him as he walks through the door.
You are more than welcome to patronize our facility.
That's great. If I need a nap, I'll just go to my room.
So you booked the room. You're in 1207?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Many of our guests spend quite a time here. We have many up and coming writers and musicians, and some go to their rooms, some spend time in the dining area, others walk the streets, although it is January and cold, and the winds seem insistent upon dumping snow upon us this year.
It is this. It is a little unusual, but not really.
A little.
It's
A little more than normal, but not so much so that we New Yorkers can't survive it.
Yes. I would like to make a phone call as well. Do I know the number to Patty?
Sure, we'll say you have Patty's phone number.
Yeah. I'll make a phone call to Patty.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello, Patty Miller. How can I help you?
Mr. Yori here. Do you yes. Well, that it's good that this reached the right person. I am at Mr. Elias Jackson's hotel right now.
Oh, you are?
Yes. I intend to have a prelude discussion, perhaps, with him before our meeting.
What was it you were hoping to discuss?
Well, look, I will be honest with you. I have, in my stay with Mr. Marks, it has made me a little more suspicious about certain events. And I have read a few things here and there. And it seems that I'm just if Jackson is dealing with these things, he might be in, possible peril.
Danger?
Well, or he might be in need of some help.
All right. Is there anything that I can do?
If you want to come here and wait with me, that would be fine. I suggest not to invite Gussie or Emerson, because I don't know how they would imagine, since they are close to Mr. Jackson, they might find this to be improper.
Probably so. But,
And I don't know, maybe you know your sister better. She has been acting a little out of sorts, but
You noticed too?
yes, it's very subtle, but beyond that, I can't really say much more.
Well,
You
I
know
will
her better
only
than
say,
I do, and you know people better than I do.
I certainly do know my sister, if nothing else.
There are musicians here and artists and theater people. They frequent the establishment. You might also find to pass the time or find it useful to meet such contacts.
Well, you're not wrong there. It was the Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right. Sure. I don't have anything else on my agenda for the day. Gussie kind of like tosses her homework for acting class over into the corner. I'll be over in, a short while. Don't wait up for me if you feel peckish. I'm sure the fine folks at the Chelsea's eating establishment will be happy to serve you whatever you like.
Fantastic.
I'll see you soon. Take care of
Okay.
yourself, all right, Mr. Oscar?
Yep. I will.
Click.
All right. Gussie, you're adamant about waiting till 8 o'clock, right?
Well, Gussie's going to show up at 7:30 and wait the 30 minute, like 30.
That seems fair.
Yeah,
Sure.
she's going to make sure she is there at 7:30 so that she
Right.
can promptly knock on a door at 8.
Sure.
The punctual arrival.
and
yeah,
what time
I
does
awkwardly sit
Avery
in the
get
lobby.
back to the Chelsea at, roughly?
If he left in the morning, I imagine he's back to his room before.
Well, he can be back there by early afternoon.
Yeah, okay. So he's back by early afternoon. He probably went up to his room and he's reading something by now.
All right.
Like he'll come down when he's expected to. He's
Great.
Yeah, that's-
And so, Patty and Yori, what are you? What kind of shenanigans are we up to?
You're just gonna.
Sounds
People
like
watching.
sitting in a lobby together.
Yeah, we're just.
Well, not just in the
watching.
lobby. We're going to. I picture us like getting a side table in the restaurant in the Chelsea and
Like-
sort of having a light lunch.
And then sitting at the lobby, staring at the door.
Well, I mean, Patty's not going to be staring at the door the whole time so much as like kind of people watching and looking around for people that she may have seen on Broadway at one point or another, and looking around for folks that she's heard have been kind of up and comers in the music scene, since that's
You
kind
spend a grand afternoon socializing amongst the folks who really, most of them are either at your level of success in the art scene or a little bit higher.
of, ooh, yay.
And so you have a grand old time socializing amongst these folks. And the thing that strikes you is the most refreshing about this hotel is that you see that there's a large number of, unlike many areas of Manhattan, which have become very, very gentrified, and anyone that is not white is not accepted, that there is a great deal of melting pot accepted here in the Chelsea.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing in Patty's view.
And that there is a great deal of African Americans as well as Asians and folks from all over the world that seem to be coming here. So the challenge that you realize in looking for Mr. Jackson Elias is that neither of you know what he looks like exactly. And there are so many other black Americans walking in the door that you're going, damn.
Just ask around. We'll just ask around.
Hey, pardon me, you go up to every black person. Excuse me.
No, 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 no.
No,
See
no.
the light?
No, 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 no.
Could you speak for me so I could see if you have a beautiful, a melodical voice?
So is there
I
any
feel like-
kind of identifying characteristic you wish to use to try to narrow down your
So-
thoughts?
Every 10 minutes, so we just randomly say Jackson Elias and see if anyone looks.
Oh, that's a very scientist approach of you to take, and I respect that character decision. However, Patty would not go about it in that way.
I did ask
matter
the
of fact,
doorman, though.
Patty, you're mortified.
Yeah. What Patty's going to do now, I figure maybe like she's talked with Gussie about Jackson Elias once or twice, like over the years, and then a few more times over the last week. And like, what other details might Gussie have given Patty? Like, just if Patty were to ask what he's like in person, what might Gussie have given her?
I truly think Gussie would have given you more of like the metaphysical.
Of course, the mental
Not gonna be
stuff,
like,
the
he's about
academic stuff.
5'11".
Yeah, well.
Slender build. No, she would be just
Yeah.
like he lights up a room, that he's a visual presence. It would be more things like that.
Yeah, I think what Patty might do is Patty might try to strike up conversations with folks, and like over the course of the conversation sort of steer in the direction of I've been looking into this particular author. I'm fascinated by his work. I've heard he frequents around here. Have you heard about some of his writings, that kind of thing?
Sure,
And anybody
let's
who kind of
have a
like
charm roll.
pings on that, Patty will
Come
kind
on,
of.
you just leveled up a little bit.
Yeah, right? Let's see. Ha-ha!
We have
succeed.
success.
Yes!
So you find out that some of the words that are used to describe him are scrappy,
looking for
well dressed,
Okay. Scrappy but well dressed. I like that. I like that duality in my head.
and you get professor vibe out of folks. He's older. Some of the other descriptions are, let's see here. I will once again put up, I believe his picture is on this, into the, yeah.
There he is. Aww.
And that he
He
wears
looks
a
like
pipe.
a friendly uncle. He carries a pipe. Okay. Okay.
But he still
Yeah.
dresses in a way that is very New York and very current. And so, with that, I'm moving from a need of an impossible success for you guys to spot him as he's coming in, that I need a hard spot hidden success.
Ooh.
Oof.
Do we
can
both
do
get to
this.
try, or does it need to be one of us?
Nope, you both get to try.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Not me.
Oh, it's just a success. I'm
How
so
much
sorry.
more would you need to take off that to get a hard
He would need to
success?
spend 32 points.
Oof. Oof.
Indeed.
Oof.
Because it is a
That's-
hard success I'm looking for. So he needed
Yeah,
a
that's
37.
fair. Oh,
I'm gonna do
okay.
that.
Wow,
God.
are
The
you?
other
gonna
choice
regret
would be to
this?
push the roll.
Oh my gosh. I think I will push the roll.
So what are you going to do? So actually, I will give it to you because you're being obnoxious and just outright doing the paperboy shout of Jackson Elias. Jackson Elias.
Like, all but holding up a sign.
Right.
With
Yeah,
his
I
name
mean,
on
I
it.
could
So-
have just done that.
With that, I will give you another roll.
Okay.
Do we? Oh, there it is.
And there it is.
It just had to. See, my technique works.
Your technique worked. The folks.
And Patty is humiliated.
Yeah, you are just mortified. You're just. What is this? What? Really? No. Actually, let's see if I can drag this over. No, it's not working. I was hoping I could drag it over so the folks could see his picture, but no.
Alas. Unfortunate.
So,
Hello.
you see Mr. Elias come in. You see that Iori, the things that strike you the most when you see him coming in is the fact that you called his name is what drew your attention to him, because he starts and looks up, looks in your direction, and immediately puts his head down to head towards the elevator. His clothes are disheveled, and he looks like he's in a hurry.
Oh, what time is it now?
It's about 7:35, 7:40-ish.
So that means that Gussie would have been there.
Where did Gussie go?
She's
you guys
back.
hear me?
We can hear you now.
Hear you now.
That's nice. Am I moving visually for you guys? Because I'm frozen on my screen.
Yep.
Yeah, we can
I
see you
see
moving.
you visually moving.
That's great. That's all that matters. I don't need to see myself moving. Hey, everybody, I'm back. It sounds like you guys are pestering my dear friend.
I am doing no pestering. That's
Yeah, I don't
That's a
see you on
bold-faced
the.
lie.
I don't see you on the Twitch though.
Yeah, I lost her on Twitch, so
Oh no.
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get her back.
I mean, hey, listen, I'm
She
here
shines
emotionally.
too radiantly.
She does.
Boo. Okay. I'm just for now going to assume that I am not necessarily needed in roll 20, and I'll figure it out from there. But I'm here.
You're here. This is good, even though we can't see you in person.
Yeah, but we all know I'm here emotionally.
Yes, spiritually.
Spiritually, I'm here.
Julian, are you there? Give us a sign.
No. I would be willing to say that if it makes it easier, just time-wise, that Gussie could be running a little late, and Elias beats her back.
Okay.
But that's up to you, sir.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're walking in right behind her, right behind him, pretty much.
Okay.
So you might have witnessed Yori.
So
I walk in.
you walk in and you hear Yori screaming, not screaming, but kind of doing the paperboy shout, Elias Jackson, Jackson Elias.
And Patty's like in the corner, like drinking and not looking at him.
So Yori, you're assuming it's this guy because he gave you eye contact and then put his head down and just made a beeline for the elevator.
Okay.
Oh no.
Um,
Come back.
Gussie sees this?
100%.
So I see Gussie as well.
Yeah, you see Gussie. Gussie sees you. I'm gonna see what I can do about getting you back on.
Yeah, I can't even see myself, so as long as my
wiping in and out of the ninja here.
well, I was refreshing my thing to see if that helped at all, but
Sadly not.
I walk in and hear Yori say Jackson Elias.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
I'm going to make a beeline to them.
No.
Yeah.
Are you insane?
Oh, Gussie, you're early.
Are you both insane? I said the man does research and being undercover in cults, and you're yelling his name in a lobby.
was not my idea.
But you're here.
I-
How long has Yori been yelling his name in a lobby?
Not very
Just
long.
30 minutes, just 15 minutes.
I just look at the table that has like multiple drinks on it and like eating meals.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we were not yelling anybody's name for the duration of most of the consumption of these fine foods and drinks. We had a very pleasant afternoon's conversation.
No. Oh, no.
The void opens.
Oh no.
God!
That didn't work.
No, it did not.
That was bad. Never mind.
Yes.
It's fine. I'll just be the void for the last bit, I suppose. I can leave the ninja and come back. I don't need that to be heard, so I'll be back. I'm just like Gussie doesn't seem I don't think she's hiding anything visually at the moment. She doesn't seem angry. She seems scared. She seems incredibly scared that you're doing something dangerous. Like, she's not mad. It's just like, holy shit, what have you done? Like, you're going to get somebody hurt.
Oh boy. We had a very nice, pleasant afternoon's conversation with several lovely people, and, you know, sort of just got to know a bunch of folks, and they gave a very general description of Mr. Elias, and it was our thought to make use of that information to see him as he came in, and perhaps have a short conversation with him, not anticipating perhaps that that might occur, but here we are.
Uh-huh. So what did you plan to do prior? Have the conversation without me and Avery? I don't fully understand. A man you've never met before.
Gussie,
I'm going to mention that we knew.
I just thought, well, the way that you described Mr. Jackson Elias over the phone, I just wanted to be extra cautious and see if he needed help.
So if he was in trouble, he's going to want help from a person he's never met before and definitely trust them. This is insane.
We were going to mention that we knew you and Mr. Avery.
If there were things happening, we would have probably called you.
I'm going to walk away and I'm going to go to the front desk. Excuse me, would you mind ringing, and I don't know why I only can remember the word Avery. Would you ring my friend,
Elias.
no, Avery.
Avery.
Maybe
Would
you
you
want to
ring
see
him?
Avery.
Could you ring him down for me and tell him that Gussie is in the lobby?
And they're ringing Avery.
Yes, I want them to ring Avery, and I want him to meet us in the lobby.
All right. So they ring Avery, and
Hawthorne Avery Emerson.
That's the name.
there is a Miss Gussie downstairs to meet with you, sir.
She's to meet with me downstairs.
She is requesting your presence.
I'm on my way down.
I'm going to go back over to that table. So,
Patty is just like not making eye contact and just, you know, having the occasional sip of her drink.
so after everything we've seen, I have nothing to say. If something's already happened, it's happened. If it hasn't, it hasn't. And does it matter in the grand scheme of things? I don't know. I don't know.
Gussie, it's precisely because of the things that we have seen that I've been concerned. Sometimes I feel like minutes, even mere minutes, could make a difference. If I had not, for example, put your guts back inside your body within those few seconds, you might not be here anymore.
And maybe, let's say if something happens and screaming a man's name in a lobby gets him killed.
Yes,
Does that counterbalance what you have done for me? Does that put the world right? Do I have to then die to put it back in balance?
I certainly hope not.
Well, we're going to find out, I suppose. Hopefully he is well, and you screaming his name does not put his name out into the universe and cause ill will, or that the wrong people hear it.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
It was not a scream. It was just a
It was literally the first thing I heard when I entered. I entered and heard Jackson Elias.
It's sort of
It was a moderate volume. Like a bird's squeak.
Oh. Oh God.
I'm
Avery,
gonna
you
just
get
stare at the
downstairs.
elevator. I don't want to look at them.
Bird squeak.
All right, Avery gets downstairs. So
Yeah.
that's a long stairway. I don't know. If
Well, you take the elevator.
Take
It's
the
fine.
elevator, right?
All right, okay, I take the lift. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Eventually, when the second I see you, I make like a beeline.
Jesus, what?
They have been sitting here in the lobby yelling his name.
Are they drunk?
No, and I could forgive it if it was something stupid like that and be like, oh, they're just being fucking idiots. But they're just being naturally deluded idiots. They're going...
All right, you'll be fine. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Has anybody seen him? He's pretty
don't know.
punctual. He'll be here any moment.
Right, we'll go up to his room at 8 and everything will be fine because that's what we're saying right now. We're saying that did not ruin anything.
We'll see.
So, what time do you guys go up to his room?
What time are we? We'll go up to his room when we're expected to, not a moment earlier.
Yeah,
You
we
said
knock on
8
that
p.m.
door at
sharp.
8. Yeah, we knock on that door at 8.
All right.
I am no longer talking to Patty or Yori. I am done talking to them currently.
I've actually given Yori a whack on the back of the head, just a soft whack with my cane, just not like hard, just like you fucking imbecile.
You ding dong nincompoop.
So you make your way up to room 410, and you knock on the door. No one answers.
I'm gonna knock again.
Okay.
It's Gussie. Is anyone there?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me listen checks, because you are actively like, is someone there?
Yeah, I definitely have to put the roll 20 up. One moment. Yeah, you guys roll.
I am
We'll
not
go ahead.
gonna listen.
I refuse to listen. I'm
I
coming.
have no listen.
Patty's got a success.
Oh, that's good.
You have the highest listen.
I mean, I am a singer.
Avery can make the roll if he wishes. He is.
right.
I mean, you're there at the door. Everyone's.
For a listen,
Yeah.
they already succeeded.
Well,
Oh,
Patty already succeeded. I'll
wanna-
roll
I
as
wanna-
well.
but maybe you'll get a critical.
No,
maybe you'll get a success and be able to put a little
I won't.
dot on there. Look at that. A hard success.
Hey! Okay, there
You're
you
welcome.
go.
Here I am with my ears.
So, Patty, you hear some kind of noise. It sounds unusual, but you're not real sure what you're hearing. Gussie, you distinctly hear the sound of. It sounds like someone walking on broken glass.
What is that noise?
I'm going to try and get the door open. I'm going to put my hand back on my pistol, and I'm going to see if the door's unlocked and get it open.
It is locked.
Yeah, if I see that urgency out of Gussie, then I'm gonna help her. However, I can do that.
Are you going
Brawl this
to
door.
just try to break the door down, or are you going to try to pick the lock?
I have a 1 in lockpick, so ergo,
Yeah, we're gonna break the door down.
I would like to break the door down.
All
I'm
right.
going to try and get the
So,
door.
whoever has it is a strength check to break the door down.
Strength of 45. I don't
I
know
have-
what that means.
I have 55.
Yeah, you go, girl. You go, girl.
This
So
is
I'm going to
me.
give you advantage on the roll because you've got 2 people doing it.
Okay. Does anybody have higher than a 55?
Nope.
Okay.
You
Here
are
I
the
go.
strongest there is.
I am the beefiest bitch in town. Here I go.
You are.
Oh,
Oh, look at that.
Ah!
So-
Roll like it too.
You put your shoulder into that door and it goes flying open. The first thing that registers in your mind is you see your friend Jackson lying on the ground with blood on him. You're not sure what more, and there is glass broken on the floor by the window. And you see that the window going out to the fire escape is the one that is broken.
I run ahead. Yori, check him, please. And I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm running to the window.
You run to the window.
Yep.
As you look out the window, you see
Avery follows with his gun in hand.
I'll help to cover Mr. Yori and Mr. Elias with my Derringer.
you
just
see
in
that
case.
there are 3 figures making their way down the fire escape.
I'll
Heading towards the ground. What do you do, Gussie?
I am going to. Am I able to see more than that? They're just figures. Am I able to?
It's dark outside, and they are in a hurry.
I am going to pursue.
All
I'm
right,
not
you hop
going
out
to
the fire
shoot.
escape and start to pursue it. Yori, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stay. I didn't see what Gussie saw, but I need to stay here to tend to Mr.
You're going to
Jackson, of
attend
course.
to Mr. Elias.
And I tell Patty, I can handle this myself.
Are you sure you'll be safe?
I'm not sure, but I think I'll be fine. I feel like wherever your sister has run off to might be more dangerous than this one.
Avery, are you jumping out on the fire escape with Patty? I mean,
No,
with Gussie.
Avery walks with a cane. Like
Yeah.
he's not suited to this. So, how many what level are we on? We're on 11?
The 4th floor.
Fourth floor.
Floor. Oh, 4th floor. Okay.
Yep, the
So-
fire escape is narrow, rickety, and covered with ice.
With a pistol, how do I gauge my ability to hit somebody on the street below?
Once they get to the street, you would have open shots at them.
Okay, but that would be like 40,
Whatever
50.
your handgun skill is.
Okay. Yeah, Avery's not comfortable with his ability to hit anything out this window. He's going to run back. He's more comfortable with his first aid skill to try and aid his wounded friend.
All right.
Cool.
Patty.
All right, taking Mr. Yori's advice and seeing that Mr. Avery is staying behind, Patty will go on after her sister and hope to God she doesn't shoot her again. God damn it. So she's going to go off down the fire escape after these guys.
That's so funny. Hope I don't shoot her.
Patty doesn't find anything funny about it.
All right.
What are those rolls?
What are those rolls?
What the fuck are those rolls?
What are those
What's in the rolls?
The three figures seem to scamper down this ice-covered fire escape like they are squirrels.
How dare they?
Oh, no.
Gussie, you have a gun in hand. Are you chasing or firing?
Once I see that the movement doesn't look right to me. That's and the concept of, do I start shooting in the middle of New York?
I mean, it is the 20s.
I think it's I see something that I have decided is inhuman. I open fire.
Okay.
Here I come to shoot some things. Let me go to combat. I'm going to do 3 shots with my pistol.
Yep, so the first one is at regular, and then each shot after that is at disadvantage.
Okay, first shot. Can I use...
You may not use luck in combat.
Okay, and then... Nope, and then the next one...
Nope.
1, 2. Nope.
All right.
Damn.
So you just open fire and miss. You do have the option of shimmying down the fire escape some to try to catch them. But this thing is rickety and icy as hell.
The thing that doesn't scare me is the fire escape, which should scare me. Seeing what something is wrong with them, I stop my pursuit.
Okay.
Or I slow it down astronomically. Gussie realizes her situation. She does not feel safe. She doesn't have the information. This doesn't seem normal. But if she can hit them, she can hit them.
Come outside, you see that the individuals hop into an idling black Hudson touring roadster. And give me a spot hidden check with advantage to see if you can pull the license plate number.
All right, with advantage.
Am I part of this?
Patty gets it. You can also make one roll if you wish.
I don't need to be here, but I will just for funsies.
Why not?
Spot hidden.
Hey!
Good enough.
So both of you
Sister
managed
power.
to note that the license plate is NYL7.
Okay.
They're getting away.
No, we can't. Something's wrong.
What? What did you see?
They weren't moving right. Back up.
Okay.
Back up.
All right. Okay. Patty will kind of help Gussie back into the room because, slippery, icy. Fire escape is slippery and icy.
As they are.
As they are. You saw the license plate number, though, right?
Yes.
We could call the cops on them for what good that might do.
We need to look at it before the cops do. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
Mr.
Mr.
Yori
Yori?
and Avery.
Yeah, Avery's gonna try to apply first aid to his ailing friend here.
You go to apply first aid and decide that your friend has moved on.
Motherfucker!
And feel that doing so is unnecessary. The thing that strikes you the oddest about the condition of his bodies, he is wounded, multiple knife wounds is what it looks like to you throughout the body. But across the top of his forehead, I need to turn it, rotate. There we go. Is a wound that looks like that.
Sir Avery, is he?
And with that, we will see what happens in 2 weeks.
God!
Ooh.
As Jackson Elias is dead because Josh reads ahead.
Josh
How
did
dare
this.
you, Josh? I mean, like... I don't like it.
I fucking hate it.
I do not care for it. Oh well, it's a happy fun time on Saturday Night Horror, everybody.
I don't know what everybody expected for Saturday Night Horror.
Not fucking this!
Hey, if you're interested in other shows,
Listen, I admired this person and now he's gone. You gave me somebody I liked. And
You
now
took him away!
you all should have 100% assumed then that this whole person was going to
bullshit.
die.
Nope. And if the other game goes that way, I'm looking at the DM.
First off, I'll kill whoever I please. On Monday nights, we're on the Bats of Gods. You want to watch a D&D
What a
game where I'll
segue.
kill whoever I want to. You can join us
Don't
every
threaten her.
Monday.
Don't
at,
give her ideas!
At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in something a little different, I can't promise people live. They die. You kill them. You don't. What are you gonna do?
At least the little girl child lived.
I didn't kill a child. You're welcome.
Layla's great. No, she can't be killed.
Layla has
She's
plot armor.
unstoppable.
And there's some other shows too. I'll talk about some stuff. If you're interested in another D&D show on Tuesday, we have Legends of Theaya. This show goes up at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They probably aren't killing a bunch of PCs that you like, so hey,
Lots
go
of
check
them
that one
anyway.
out.
I mean, at
Eh.
least one PC at one point, but it's questionable as to whether or not
It's
people
all
like.
questionable.
like
Good time, good drink. And on Wednesday, we have The Fertile Land of Nri, which goes up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, another D&D game. We got you covered. And then the approaching Saturday, we have Vampire the Masquerade. Woo!
Woo!
Sorry for hijacking, but I got segued into
You did. You ran with that.
Sorry for
segue.
hijacking, but I was
No,
just like, I'm already in.
Hey, where can they go to join the Discord?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
if y'all could see how excited my face was and not me just trying to remember numbers, you'd be like, wow, she's so excited.
How can they join the Discord, Jillian?
Oh, hey, if you want to join
yeah.
the Discord, we have a link over in the Twitch You can find us there, and there's places where you can discuss with us if you have any questions about any of our shows. If there's anything you want to talk about, you have a question for the DM, if you want to send threats to anybody who's been killing NPCs, whatever. Totally
Float
up
some
to you.
theories even.
Plenty of theories.
That's to be expected, honestly, from Saturday Night Horror.
Hey, listen, the fact that we didn't fall off the fire escape, I feel like we have it in our favor currently.
At the present
Currently,
moment, yes.
in my favor of not instantly just flying off a fire escape.
And breaking our necks on impact.
Yeah, we just both die first session.
God. Bye, Miller sisters. You were fun while you lasted.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Night.
Good night.
Love you, everyone.
From Jillian, the Void. An accursed void.